What is good, my fellow Chicago Bears fans? Welcome back to my channel, and on this video, we're going to discuss a massive dub the Chicago Bears had over the Detroit Lions. We're also going to discuss what went right, what went wrong, injuries, and where Chicago Bears can go from here. But before we can do that, make sure to go and smash that like button, YouTube algorithm, hit bell notifications, and subscribe to my channel. We're chasing 500 subscribers, and I'll be posting more consistent content. My goal is to post at least 3 to 5 videos a week, so make sure you guys are subscribed for that so that you can get the best content from here. And they're not just going to be about the Bears, but other NFL teams too, so make sure you guys are subscribed for that. And now with that all being said, let's dive right in today's video. So the Chicago Bears beat the Detroit Lions 24-14. Now the stats don't show the full picture of the amazing game that Justin Fields had, and I don't think they're a good measurement over the game that Justin Fields had, quite frankly. But here are the stats anyway. Justin Fields went 11 for 17, threw for 209 yards. He didn't throw any touchdowns and threw one pick. Now, stats people might go and look at this game and see, wow, Justin Fields did these numbers against a bad defense. I mean, he must suck. But if you really watch this game, you can really see Justin Fields is like no other quarterback the Chicago Bears have ever had. And quite frankly, he's very different from the other rookie quarterbacks in this class, because Justin Fields was able to move the ball down the field with ease. We saw multiple times Justin Fields just launching the ball and having people like Darnell Mooney catching it twice, having someone like Allen Robinson catch it. Justin Fields was just moving that ball down the field efficiently, something we've never really seen from Chicago Bears quarterbacks in the past. Like, I can't remember a time when I saw Mitchell Trubisky doing this against the Detroit Lions, or when I saw Mitchell Trubisky doing this in his time as a Chicago Bear. But Justin Fields just threw the ball with ease. He was scanning the field, he was finding the right reads, he was doing everything right against the Detroit Lions. And it's not his fault he didn't have any passing touchdowns. On this one passing touchdown he should have had, that was kind of dropped. That was a miscommunication by Cole Kmet, who should have come down with the ball. So that's not really on Justin Fields. And even on that interception, that wasn't really on him. Justin Fields made the right read, but that was just an incredible play by the Lions defensive line, so I don't blame him at that. And in the red zone, Bill Lazor just called some amazing plays that worked. He called some amazing running plays that worked in the red zone, with David Montgomery and with Damian Williamson. Not Justin Fields' fault he didn't have any touchdowns. He did what his coaches told him to do, and he did that efficiently. He did that to the highest level. So I don't really think that stats are a good measurement to see the game that Justin Fields had. And then in terms of another star player, perhaps the biggest star player was David Montgomery, who had 23 carries for 106 yards and 2 touchdowns. Damian Williamson had 8 carries for 55 yards, and then Darnell Mooney had 1 carry for 10 yards, and Justin Fields had 3 carries for 9 yards. And in terms of passing, Darnell Mooney basically came to play today. He had 5 receptions for 125 yards, and then Allen Robinson came at second, having 3 carries for 63 yards. And overall, the Chicago Bears offense did really well. Overall, that offensive line did really well. And overall, Justin Fields did a really great job against the Detroit Lions, and he's really progressing to be that franchise quarterback, to be that star quarterback that we want him to be here in Chicago. And also, I have to give a lot of credit to Bill Lazor. Bill Lazor called an amazing game today, much better than what Matt Nagy would have called it in Detroit Lions. He called the right plays. He knew when to run the ball. He knew when to pass the ball. He knew how to adapt to his quarterback. Stuff we didn't really see from Matt Nagy. Matt Nagy would just call the same plays that he would have called for Andy Dalton for Justin Fields. So I love to see Bill Lazor adapting to his quarterback, and that was some really great stuff from Bill Lazor. And then that defense, when you watch that defense today, it was like watching the 2018 Chicago Bears defense. They were forcing turnovers. They were getting to the quarterback. Khalil Mack was sacking the quarterback. Robert Quinn was sacking the quarterback. Travis Gibson was sacking the quarterback. They were able to get some turnovers, fumbles. They were able to kind of pick off a botched snap in a way. I don't know how to explain that turnover, but do that. They were able to just be that crucial number one defense that we know the Chicago Bears defense can be. And it was really awesome watching that defense shut down Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions, and it felt really good. Now next, let's talk about some injuries. So in terms of injuries, 3 main Chicago Bears players got injured today. Now, the first player who got injured was Akeem Hicks, who got injured early in the game and never returned after that, so he has a groin injury. Then you have someone like David Montgomery, who's perhaps the most concerning injury, going down with a gruesome and a worrisome knee injury. But initial reports have said that that's not an ACL injury, that's not an MCL injury, and it's not considered to be serious. According to Pro Football Doc, David Montgomery might have an MCL sprain, which could put him out for like 3 to 4 weeks. So it's gonna suck not seeing David Montgomery not being able to play, and I'm curious to see what the Chicago Bears do in terms of that running back position, because they got someone like Damon Williamson, who also got injured today with a knee injury. So I don't know who's gonna be that running back against the Raiders. So it's a really interesting question and something to definitely watch out for. But in terms of what the Bears did good, that offense was able to score, that defense was able to get some stops, the special teams was relatively good. So overall, great game. Now, in terms of what went wrong, I mean, Justin Fields could have done a little bit better. That one fumble that he had is a little bit worrisome, because he had the same thing happen to him against the Bengals. So he has to work on that. He has to work on not having any fumbles, because we got lucky both those times that he fumbled, and maybe if that happens again, we might not get so lucky. And then also in terms of what needs to happen next, well, Matt Nagy has to make Justin Fields a starting quarterback for the rest of the season. I don't care if Andy Dalton is healthy. Justin Fields is a better quarterback. He gives your team the better chance to win, and he deserves to start. Justin Fields has been playing really amazing, and you have to let him start so he can keep progressing in his development and be the best Chicago Bears quarterback he can be. And then also, we need to see what Ryan Pace kind of does, in terms of the running back position. Who is he going to sign with David Montgomery potentially being out, with Damien Williamson potentially being out? So that'll be a really interesting question. Maybe he can bring in someone like Adrian Peterson. I really don't know. We have to see the magnitude of David Montgomery's injury, so only time will have to tell. And then also, I would like to see Ryan Pace potentially picking up an offensive lineman. Today, Jason Peters did relatively well, but Justin Fields did get sacked today, and that was kind of on Jason Peters for letting his guy get to Justin Fields and sacking him. So I'd like to see that the left tackle position is still a bit worrisome for me. I don't know if Jason Peters can be that guy. See an upgrade potentially at that left tackle position, especially with the Bears playing a Trentonus, a really good Raiders defense with Max Crosby. And I would like to see the Chicago Bears fix that left tackle position, possibly bringing up Tevin Jenkins if he's ready, Larry Borum if he's ready, or possibly signing an upgrade at the left tackle position, because I don't know if Jason Peters can be that guy come next week when the Chicago Bears play some really great defensive players in Max Crosby and also in Carl Lawson. So only time will have to tell what the Chicago Bears do on that offensive line and how they improve it. But if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to go and smash that like button. Make sure to go and share this video with a couple of your friends. And with that all being said, peace out and bear down.